Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're now with me, Muhammad Yusuf, for TVS News at 5. Let us begin with our top story. As speculation mounts over an impending parliamentary election, Gabungan Parti Sarawak GPS will be holding a Supreme Council meeting tonight at the Borneo Convention Centre, Kuching, BCCK. A GPS source said the meeting was a regular meeting of the State Coalition's Supreme Council, which consists of the top leaders of each of its 4 component parties. However, no other details were given as to what is on the agenda. However, it was likely that they would also discuss preparations for the 15th general election. In addition, the meeting would be the first to be attended by the youth and women chiefs of the component parties. Now, employers or any business owners who wish to resume their businesses must notify the Sarawak Labour Department as enshrined under Section 60A of the Labour Ordinance Sarawak Chapter 76. This also includes employers who bought other companies to their name, as well as those who wish to start a new business or change the name or location of their company.
According to a statement by the department, the notice must be submitted to the agency within 90 days after a company resumes operations or undertakes any of the aforementioned changes. Failure to submit the notice within the time frame, or if details of the company are found to be inaccurate, will result in a fine of not more than 10,000 ringgit, as stated under Section 130E(f) of the Labour Ordinance, Sarawak Chapter 76. Forms can be retrieved at Sarawak Labour Department's official website at www.jtkswk.gov.my and are to be submitted to the nearest branch of the department's office.
3 more days until Malaysia celebrates its 59th anniversary of the federation between Sarawak, Sabah and Peninsular Malaysia. This idea was made possible with the Malaysia Agreement 1963 or MA63 that was agreed among the founding fathers of the country. Though the rights have been eroded throughout the decade, leaders who are currently serving Sarawak are proud to be holding discussion and talks to return the rights of Sarawak as enshrined in the agreement.
I think for me, personally, it is an absolute honor and a pleasure for me to be involved in the negotiation and talks and discussions on our rights, especially under MA63. Of course, it is not that easy. I think what we're doing is really a journey. It will take time, but I think we have succeeded quite a fair bit. So actually last year, in the year 2020, Petronas has paid us 2.9 billion tax as a result of what our negotiation and our pursue on our rights. And then this 2.9 billion tax is the first ever paid. And this is additional revenue to the state on top of the all royalty we receive from Petronas. You see, so this is the biggest success, you know.
With more rights under the Malaysia Agreement 1963 being reclaimed by the state government, the idea of Sarawak's own sovereign fund may just materialize, if not sooner than later. Apart from that, under Article 112D of the MA63, Sabah and Sarawak are entitled to receive a special annual grant from the federal government as a recognition of equal status forming the Federation of Malaysia. Hence, Hasida stated that the amount of the special grant allocated should be based on a formula, which Sarawak has proposed through its State Financial Secretary, SFS. This is to determine a fair, reasonable and equitable amount to the federal government.
So under Article 112D, the special grant given to us every year must be reviewed every 5 years. Tapi, sadly, was never reviewed since 1969. Baru di-reviewed recently. Yeah? So the review of how to review the grant, we are telling the federal government, you cannot review or give extra to us at your whim and fancy. up to you how you want to give. We are telling the federal government that we are giving them a special formula on how to calculate the review, the amount to be the extra amount to be given to Sarawak. You know, the special formula we have submitted to the federal government. Tapi until now, we have not received any feedback from them. So we hope that they will accept our special formula. And this formula is important so that the extra money to be given under special grant is something that is reasonable, something that is equitable, that is fair to Sarawak. And the formula also takes into account the financial position of federal government. We are very fair.
Apart from the proposed formula, the state government need to have a representative in the Inland Revenue Board to ensure the state receives the right amount of its special annual grant. Being on board would also ensure Sarawak is consistently informed with the country's generated revenue and the amount the state will receive.
Hub in ASEAN. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri Yaakob added that with world-class infrastructure, a holistic digital ecosystem and highly skilled digital talent, the country will one day be a major digital investment destination in ASEAN.
According to the Prime Minister, since the MSC Malaysia initiative was launched in 1996, the country has attracted digital investments worth 384 billion ringgit and generated 180,000 jobs as well as 588 billion ringgit in revenue.
Selepas 26 tahun, MSC Malaysia diberi nafas baru melalui penjanamaan semula sebagai Malaysia Digital ataupun MD. Dan MD berperanan mentransformasi ekosistem ekonomi digital negara dan memacu lebih banyak program berimpak tinggi secara langsung kepada keluarga Malaysia.
Ismail Sabri noted that although MD was only launched in July, it has managed to attract foreign digital direct investments worth 42 billion ringgit in only 2 months.
Nilai ini dijana melalui pelaburan 28 buah syarikat asing yang terdiri dari syarikat dalam sektor pusat data, penyedia perkhidmatan IT, teknologi kandungan kreatif dan Global Business Services ataupun GBS.
Meanwhile, domestic digital investments have hit 4.76 billion ringgit up to August 24, 2022.
Menerusi usaha ini, sebanyak 6,000 peluang pekerjaan bernilai tinggi sudah diwujudkan dan peluang ini akan terus meningkat pada masa akan datang.
The government has formulated a digital ecosystem to spur innovation through initiatives such as My Digital, which includes the Digital Economy Blueprint and the Fourth Industrial Revolution for IR policy. He said so at the official ceremony for the World Congress on Innovation and Technology WCIT 2022. Also in attendance was the Penang Yang di-Pertua Tun Ahmad Fuzi Abdul Razak, Minister of Communications and Multimedia Tan Sri Anwar Musa, Minister of Human Resources Dato Sri M. Saravanan, and Penang Chief Minister Chow Kon Yu.
Now, on a separate note, the Prime Minister said a meeting among UMNO's top 5 leaders is expected to be held soon to discuss the date for the 15th general election. Ismail Sabri, who is also UMNO Vice President, said the window for holding GE15 this year is still open and UMNO's top 5 would meet to discuss the timing for the polls.
However, when asked whether the meeting would be held before or after the tabling of Budget 2023 on October 7th in the Dewan Rakyat, Ismail Sabri said it had not been decided yet. UMNO's top 5 leaders are President Dato Sri Dr. Ahmad Zahid Hamidi, Deputy President Dato Sri Muhammad Hassan, and Vice Presidents Dato Sri Mohammed Khalid Noordin, Dato Sri Mazhar Khalid, and Ismail Sabri.
Onto some global updates. Severe mudslides had caused damage to homes and prompted road closures in Oak Glen, California, after officials warned of flash floods and mudslides due to the remnants of Tropical Storm K. Video captured by an eyewitness showed a large mud flow on Oak Glen Road, with a man narrowly escaping a second mudslide as it was happening. Authorities had issued a flash flood warning on Monday, effective through 9 p.m., covering several areas where Oak Glen County is located. The Australian government on Tuesday, September 13th, said that the image of King Charles III would not automatically replace Queen Elizabeth's on its bank notes. Instead, it may be replaced by Australian figures. Now, while coins are mandated to carry the image of the British monarch, the decision to include the Queen's image on the $5 Australian note was about her personality as opposed to her status as the monarch, and as such, any changes would not be automatic.
Federal Assistant Minister for the Treasury Andrew Lee said, however, as of now, the priority is changing over the coins. The Queen's death has reignited debates about Australia's future as a constitutional monarchy. Voters narrowly chose to maintain the British monarch as its head of state in the 1999 referendum. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese said on Tuesday that he had yet to turn his attention to whether an Australian should be on the $5 note. Meanwhile, the Royal Australian Mint, the sole producer of coins in the country, said on Tuesday that it will issue no circulating coins bearing the Queen Elizabeth in 2023. Roughly 15 billion coins have been minted in the likeness of Queen Elizabeth II since her coronation in 1953. The mint produces between 110 million and 150 million coins annually.
See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates, both locally and internationally. Just a click away by heading on to our website at www.tvstv.my or by following us on our social media platforms. And those were the updates on TVS News at 5. Once again, I'm Mohammed Yusuf. Thank you for watching and have a good day ahead.